That's right, we still have the Civic. Yep, that's right, we still own the Civic. It's right here in front of me, and it's dirtier than all hell. Hasn't got a wash since last year. So let's queue up a time lapse, get this thing washed, and then let me fill you guys in on everything that's gone on with this car in the last little bit, because it's been a lot. We have a lot to cover. But first, let's get this thing back to its former glory. It's absolutely filthy. I haven't washed this car in like a year. And the old coating is getting a little worn, but it's still beating. So I'm gonna try and remember what I used and use it again, because this is nice. But let's foam can it. All right, with the Civic all done, looking pretty, nice and fresh, squeaky clean, we can go ahead and apply a coating. This car was coated a year ago and it's still holding up. The window coating is doing quite well, but the water is sheeting in spots. Not on the vinyl wrap though, complete bead on the vinyl wrap. But when water's sheeting and not beading, you know it's time for a fresh coating. So let me walk over here and dig through, and I'm pretty sure this is exactly what I used. I have a couple other things in the mix, but this is one that I found that works really good. It's not a plug, it's not a sponsorship, but this is the one. I don't actually need to do a wheel cleaner. Wheel cleaner can be 50-50 on like these chrome polished wheels. You don't want it to like peel the chrome or the polish off, right? And if you can't tell, they are shining. So let's go ahead, hit it with this quick detailer. We're gonna apply it when it's wet, rub it in, dry it off with a dry towel. So let's get going. All right, and now with our quick detailer applied, we can go ahead, grab some drying rags, dry this thing off. Then it's time for a little chat, and then we got some chatting to do about our big F-150. But let's get this all rubbed in and dried off, take a final look, because this thing looking good. All right, let's fire this puppy up. It's been a minute. See what she's got. There we go. See how she's sounding. Let her warm up, get to temp here. You and I need to do some talking about this car and what's going on with it. And this is kind of final call for the comments. There's a couple things that we can do. Many of you know I have posted it for sale. Shocker to some, maybe not so much to others, but you know, life kind of catches up with you and gets in the way sometimes, and I've been doing YouTube on here for 7 years now, since 2018. And as much as I love you guys and I love the progress that this channel's made, 2K subs, finally monetized, yada yada yada, we hit over 1 million views on the channel. It's awesome, but life catches up to you. We're getting older, you know, standard work every day. We got bills to pay, things of the sort, and YouTube just didn't really pay off how I expected it to in the 7 years of doing it. Which isn't a bad thing. I'm not here saying I'm done with YouTube, I'm quitting YouTube, but things are probably gonna slow down a bit as I kind of focus and hone in on other things. I really tried for 7 years straight to make this kind of the main source of income, my main job, be able to work on cars, film it, and showcase it to you guys. And unfortunately for me, that just hasn't worked out. Whether it's my marketing, my editing, my content, the cars themselves, maybe I haven't diversified enough away from Hondas and things of the sort, but I mean, realistically, at the end of the day, it's been 7 years and it just hasn't paid off. And there comes a time where it's like, hey, you know, 7 years, it might be time to try something else, right? So a couple things we can do with the Civic. Obviously we can keep it, which I would love to do, but at this point in my life, there's no heat, there's no AC, there may or may not be cats, 3-inch, straight all the way back off the turbo, solid engine mounts, no radio, no speakers. It's just not a daily driver. Yes, you can daily drive it, but it wouldn't be fun. You don't have the creature comforts. You do it for a week and then you probably get fed up with the car and park it at the shop again, right? Like, I tried to daily it. It's just not a daily driver. I love this car to death, but it's just not a daily driver. And at this point in my life, with the things I have going on outside of YouTube, I kind of just want a car that I can daily drive and still buy and put and install mods on YouTube for you guys, make short form and long form videos, but not something that sits here at this shop, and maybe something that I don't need to spend a crazy amount of money, you know, renting this space just to make videos and have a place to store my boosted Civic, right? A car that I can keep at home alongside the truck, drive every day, get groceries, go to work, you know, just do normal life things with. And you know, at this point in my life, it's just really hard and not that feasible to have a car that's at the level of the Civic, where it's like a specific weekend backroad warrior or track car. I mean, it costs me, like, the closest track is 3 hours away, and it's almost $1,000 weekend. By the time, you know, you spend $500 in fuel for the truck, you spend almost $150, $200 renting a trailer, $250 for a hotel room for the night, $150 to $200 entry fee for the event, about $120 worth of fuel in the Civic. I mean, right there, you're almost at $1,000 weekend. And, you know, like, that's how much, like, this space cost me for like a month pretty much. So to have one weekend and like 1 day of driving for like that much money is kind of unfeasible to have a car like this at this point in my life. You know, when I had the Veloster, I could drive it every day, I could enjoy it every day. Didn't need this big space to, you know, live in, because it's not a daily driver, right? And it's just getting to that point where it's like, I did post it for sale boosted, got a ton of hits, but more tire kickers than not. In my opinion, I've sold and bought a bunch of NA and boosted Hondas, and it is way easier to resell them NA. It's far less of a headache to people, and it's just a little bit easier on people's minds. You know, not a lot is gonna go wrong with NA that it is boosted in people's heads, right? This car is solid, it's built well, not much is gonna go wrong with it. But when I posted it NA for basically the same price I posted it boosted, I had people cash in hand ready to come that freaking day. And then when I posted boosted, people are like, wow, beautiful car, but this, but that, but blah, 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 blah. I want it, here's my offer. They never show up. It's a lot more of a pain to sell boosted. So could take the turbo kit off, put it back to NA, and then sell my B18B swap with the turbo kit, or sell them separately. Because like I say, I can pretty much get the same amount for the car, NA or boosted. So it doesn't really matter as far as resale. It would honestly benefit me more to put it back to NA, get pretty much the same dollar amount that I would for it boosted, and then be able to sell the turbo kit with my spare engine swap or by itself. And then at the end of the day, I would get more money than just selling it as a whole boosted package. But that's where I'm at the Civic. Drop it in the comments below. I'm gonna pull this thing in. We need to do a little talking on the F-150 because, well, you'll see. All right, now with the Civic pulled back inside and shut off, we can get a better look here. Obviously the bay looks gorgeous with this top mount turbo. It's super nice, but from the turbo kit we can retain a lot of things. I'll obviously put the 4-bar map sensor on the B18B if somebody wants to buy it with the turbo kit. If not, they can just have the 4-bar. I'm going to keep the 550cc injectors in the B16 and the 335 liter power fuel pump. I'm also going to keep the sandwich plate that we added to supply fuel to the turbo and probably run an oil cooler, maybe. And then obviously our big carbon intake is going to go back on. But one thing, we chopped up this front bumper to fit the intercooler. And now those fins aren't in there. And I don't know if it's going to look goofy without an intercooler there, because it's just going to be open core support. Granted, it's really low to the ground and it'll probably just look black in photos and videos, but I don't know if that's gonna look goofy. I feel like it would indeed look better with those fins. That means I'd have to buy an EG hatch front bumper. They're hard to find. They're not expensive, but they're hard to find and they don't come painted. So that's another issue. I do have a spare one, but it needs hella body work that is completely out of my realm because these bumpers are plastic and I've tried body working plastic and the plastic just chunks up and I just lose my mind with it. So I would literally need to take that to a body shop, spend several $100s, probably spend more getting that body worked than just buying a new one and painting it myself with the same paint. I have leftover paint. I just need to get 2K clear coat again. And then our lip would bolt right back on. But I just don't know if it's gonna look goofy without the intercooler and without having those fins in there. And like I cut them out, right? So it's not like I can just stick them back in. Like they're cut out, I've shaved it, they ain't never gonna go back in. So that's kind of the biggest kicker, is I'm just gonna have an open hole in my bumper. Maybe I could go get like a mesh, like a chicken mesh, paint it flat black and somehow epoxy it, adhesive it into the bumper around like this little lip that's still there. I don't know if that would hold. I would hate for it to like fall out, sling under the tire and pop a goddamn tire, have like freaking spike strip myself essentially. That would suck because a lot of wind is gonna be pushing it, right? So I don't really know how that's gonna work. That's my biggest dilemma with going back to NA, as I cut out the biggest part of the front bumper and I think it might look goofy. But regardless, pretty sure this thing's gonna be going back to NA because like I said, I can fetch the same dollar for it NA. I could boost it and then I can sell my turbo kit and make more money. And then that's a lot of money to go get a RSX Type S, an 8th Gen SI, a GTI, a whatever the hell. Who knows, maybe even go get a new car and have a big down payment. I don't freaking know, but we got our truck, the F-150, and I honestly love this thing, and I kind of want to do a little build to it. A little MBRP exhaust, intake, Bilstein 5100s, headlights, tail lights, third brake light, signal lights. I think it would be awesome. Let me know if you guys are into a bit of a truck build. So far the truck videos have done well, installing the speakers, this, that, and the third. We have been doing a lot of outdoor stuff. I mean, I live in Canada, a lot of camping, a lot of compound bow shooting. It's kind of my other hobby, is shooting compound bows, and we've been doing that a lot lately. And the bed of this truck is absolutely disgusting because we were hauling so much fluids from cars in this shop that spilt over in it. It is freaking volatile. So I'm gonna go take everything out of the box, soak it down, degrease it, strip it, and make the box fresh and clean again. And aside from that, that's really all we got going on today. This is more so just an update on the Civic, what's going on with it, if I'm keeping it, if I'm selling it. If you guys have been following the TikTok, the Instagram, or YouTube shorts, you know a lot of talk has been going on about this car and trade offers and things that I've gotten for it, and it's piqued a lot of people's interest. So I wanted to follow up saying the ad's no longer available. I have some more work to do on this car. It's still in my possession. And I'm just perplexed. It's my first build, it's my first big build. It's super hard to let a car like this go. If it wasn't my first build, whatever. If it wasn't really a build like the Veloster N, whatever. But this was the first car that I put this much time, money, and effort into. I've had it since 2018, since when I started this channel, and I have put tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars into this thing, and I love it, but it's just so unfeasible at this point in my life to own it, to race it, to drive it, all the above. But let's go get this bed cleaned in my F-150. Well, see all this grease, all this crud? Yeah, that needs to get the heck out of here. So let's get going. This is gonna take forever. I'll be back when it's done.
2,000 years later.
That was way more of a filthy job than I thought it was gonna be. Holy shit. I mean, just look at the tripod. Filthy. Let's check out the bed though. There was like some barnacles I couldn't get out, but for the most part, she is looking way better. I mean, way, way better. Letting her dry out in the sun here. But yeah, like that stuff there, I even put like my zero tip on and everything. The most water pressure I could possibly get. I did 3 rounds of scrubbing with APC and degreaser. That's just not wanting to come off. But what do? It's a lot cleaner and it's not gonna make my bow cases and my bags and stuff all dirty. So that's mint. Have never washed this out since we got it. And when we got it, it was in pretty rough shape as far as like being dirty and stuff goes. It was definitely an outdoor truck, but now that that's all clean, we are good to go. And like I said, do want to do a build on the truck. Just simple bolt-ons, exhaust intake, lighting, maybe some chrome deletes, new wheels that space out. We already got the nice Toyo AT3s, brand new 10-ply, 3-ply belted sidewalls. Like, these are some bad units, so get some nice wheels to match. I think these are 17s. No, they're 18s. 275, 70, 18s. So we can get some maybe 18 by 9s. Get her sticking out just a hair. We don't want any ridiculous poke, but just a little bit. Some tasteful mods for the truck. Let me know if you guys would be into seeing that, because I'm going to do it regardless. So if you guys want to see it, let me know. And also let me know about this car right here. The good old Civic, man. The good old Civic. She's looking fresh after her wash. Definitely going to have to drive it a few more times boosted before the turbo comes off, if that's what we actually plan to do. But it's such a good car. It's beautiful, honestly. It really is. It's a really nice looking car. I love this thing, but there comes a time for everything. Like I said, I'm gonna have to do a couple more boost pulls before we take it off, but in all honesty, I did enjoy driving this car better NA, right? Like putting your foot through the floorboard, never worrying about temps, never worrying about blowing the thing up. Foot through the floor, smashing limiter, cracking VTEC. Sure, it wasn't even half as fast, but it was more than half fun. If you pick up what I'm putting down there. Something about these B series, K series, NA, they just, I don't know. Everybody and their dog wants a boosted Honda. Me, I want an NA one. Nothing against boost. I love boost, turbo, supercharger, any form of force induction. I'm all for it. But on platforms like this, I have way more fun driving them NA. I really do. But with all that being said, sorry I've been absent, but now you know why. Life kind of gets in the way. Doing this YouTube thing for 7 years didn't really pay off how I wanted it to. This isn't a sob story. I'm not looking for you guys sympathy and this and that. No, I'm just telling you straight up how it is. Life moves on. We're getting older. We have a whole life, family, everything. And this YouTube stuff, unfortunately, is going to become a little bit less of a priority. That being said, though, I'm not going anywhere. So until next time, guys, comment, like, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.